Okay, so it should be me. Alrighty, so to begin today, I'll get my music going. We're going to come to a comfortable seat to start. Whatever that means to you, maybe it's kneeling, maybe it is sitting on your bum with the crossed legs, just gentle to start. And taking a few nice deep breaths, closing the eyes down, resting the hands in the lap, wherever they feel comfortable. And just taking a few moments. Notice, what's the breath doing today? Feeling into your body. Finding out any stiff points, any aches and pains. Take a moment to notice the breath and where it's hitting your body today. Maybe it's the top of your lip, maybe it's the back of your throat, maybe it's the top of your chest. And taking a moment to lengthen the exhale, telling your body it's okay to rest at this moment. It's okay to let go. Taking your left hand onto your heart space, the right over the top to meet it. Feel the chest rise and fall with the breath. Take a moment to feel gratitude towards yourself for coming to your mat today to practice. There's always time well spent, and you've done the hardest thing. You can tick off that box. I've made it to the mat. Take this time to set an intention for your practice this evening. Your intention is entirely personal to you. It could be a word like strength or grace. It could be a posture you may be working towards. Taking the hands back down into the lap, gently blinking open the eyes, and I will meet you on the mat in an all fours kneeling position. So hands under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Take the eyes of the elbows, the inner part of the elbows, and face them forwards. We're going to move through our cat-cows. Keep those elbows where they are, lock them out. Push the ground away first. Exhale as you start to tuck the chin and look towards your navel. As you inhale, we're going to drop the belly, lift the tailbone and the chest. Maybe the gaze lifts. Exhale, tuck the chin under, push the ground away, keep those elbows facing forward, arch through the back, look at your navel. One more inhale, drop the belly, lift everything up, making your biggest movement yet. And then tucking the chin under, push that ground away, arch through that back. And then coming back into your neutral spine position. Take your right hand out in front of you, flip the palm to face inwards, and then take your left leg behind you, toes and knee facing the ground, keeping the hips nice and square. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to touch the elbows and the knee, curl into a little ball, exhale everything out, squeeze everything in. Inhale, re-extend, right arm long, left leg long. Nice, strong line. Exhale, touch your elbows and knee. Inhale, re-extend, last time. Go for length, push the energy out through the heel, reach those fingertips away from you. Exhale, squeeze everything in. And then placing those limbs down, reset your neutral spine. Left arm out this time, right leg behind you. Flip that palm into face inwards. Reach the fingertips away from you and stretch the energy out through the back of that heel. Inhale. Exhale as you touch those limbs together. Squeeze everything in. Make yourself nice and small. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, touch those limbs together. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale to touch. Placing those limbs back down onto the mat, reset yourself. Take your hands a little bit further forward. Tuck your toes under and lift yourself into your first downward facing dog. Pedal out through the feet if this is your first dog of the day. Using your breath, exhaling to push one heel down onto the mat. And then the other. Coming to a moment of stillness, lock out your knees, pull your thighs up towards your hip bones, and shoot your tailbone to the sky. Good. Bend through the knees, start to tiptoe your feet forward towards the top of the mat, behind your wrists. And then exhale as you get there, fold over the legs. As you roll up through the spine, maybe a gentle bend through that knee, roll yourself up. All the way to standing. And then come to stand at the top of the mat, Samasthiti. That means big toes to touch. Lift your toes, spread them nice and wide, and place them back down on the mat so you have full range of the bottoms of your feet. Standing up nice and tall, pulling your belly button to your spine, roll your shoulders up and back, energy rushing through those fingertips. Inhale the hands overhead, gaze to your thumbs. Exhale, folding forwards and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Plant your hands, step back to your high plank. Modified or full chaturanga. You inhale forwards, exhale down. Inhale, rolling up to upward facing if you're ready. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take your right foot between your hands. Drop your back knee and tuck your toe. Inhale the hands up overhead, Anjaneyasana. Lifting out of that waist, but pushing those hips forward. So no dumping into the lower back. Reaching the hands to the sky. Breathing here. Breathe into the front of that left hip. When you're ready, hands come down to frame that front foot. Tuck your back toe. Lift into your runner's lunge. Step back to your high plank. Take your vinyasa. Lifting up and pushing back. Left foot forward this time. Drop your back knee and tuck your toe. Inhale, reaching up nice and tall, Anjaneyasana. Lifting your heart to the sky, but pushing your hips forward, feeling the front of your right hip start to open up. When you're ready, hands come down, frame that front foot, tuck your back toe, step back to your high plank, take your vinyasa. Remember the breath. And at any point in time, if you say, Amanda, I don't like that vinyasa, you meet me in a downward facing dog. Your practice, your choice. Take 3 breaths. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Look between your hands, bend through the knees. Step, jump, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift when you get there. And exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, gaze the thumbs. And exhale, fold straight back down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Plant the hands, step back to a high plank, take your vinyasa. Exhale down, inhaling up, and exhale, downward facing dog. We're staying here for 3 breaths, no Anjanasana. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Can those heels come closer to the mat? Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Pull your thighs up towards your hip bones. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Bend through the knees, look forward, step, jump, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, gaze to the thumbs. One more time, exhale, float straight back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Make this smooth, make it consistent. Plant the hands, step back. Chaturanga Dandasana, modified is always available. 1 breath, 1 movement, moving through. 3 breaths here. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Look between your hands. Step, jump, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way to the sky. Gaze to the thumbs. And exhale the hands down through heart center, Samastiti Hi. We're going to move straight to Surya B. Bend the knees, dip the hips, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana chair. Exhale, folding forwards and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Plant the hands, step back to your high plank, take your vinyasa. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing. Take your right foot, step it through. Ground down through your back heel. Inhale up, warrior 1. Staying here for a breath. Exhale, you're there. Sinking nice and deep in those hips. Opening out, straightening towards the front if we can. Reach the hands up overhead. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to your high plank, take your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Take your left foot through this time, step it between your hands. Back foot grounds, inhale up, warrior 1, left hand side, exhale, you're there. The back foot is grounded, you're squaring hips off to the front of the room as much as you can. Reaching the hands overhead. 1 more breath. Exhale as you plant the hands, step back to your high plank, take your vinyasa. Inhale brings you up, heart open up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Steady the breath, steady the mind. You've almost completed 1 round of your Sunbee. Inhale for 3 there. Exhale for 3. Gaze between your hands, step, jump, float. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Bend the knees, dip the hips, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana chair. And then standing nice and tall, hands through heart center. Samastiti Hi. Well done. Nice warm up there. We're going to move to more of an Ashtanga style. So we're coming into Padangusthasana. Take your feet to hip width distance. Hands come to hips. Inhale, lift the chest nice and tall. As you exhale, start to hinge forward at the hips, lead with the chest, keep the legs straight, and then fold forward over your legs. Grab a hold of your big toes with your two-piece fingers. Arms are straight. Inhale, look up. And exhale, fold down over the legs. Try and keep your legs as straight as possible. If you can't reach the toes, maybe grabbing a hold of your shins. Lots of options. You have hold of the toes, elbows come out to the side, push down through your big toes and pull yourself a little bit deeper. One more breath here. Good. Release the lock of the toes. Slide your entire hand underneath your foot. So you can take a bend of the knees here if you wish. Slide your entire hand underneath the foot until your toes touch your wrists. And give them a little massage if they're feeling a little bit sore. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale to fold, sucking in that lower belly. Using your core, maybe drawing yourself down a little bit further, inch by inch. Steadying the breath. Nice, long and controlled breaths in your Padahastasana. Good. Looking up, gently release the hands from beneath the feet. We're going to take the hands towards the hips and come out all the way with a flat back. Inhale, lift. And you're there. Now from here, we're trying a little bit of a rocket pose. Step towards the back of your mat. Inhale, lift your hands overhead. Nice straight line. Your hands are going to, I'm a bit tall for the screen, are going to flex back like you're in a handstand. So flexing those wrists back so the hands are up straight. Looks like this. Hands are flexed back. Standing tall at the back of your mat. You're going to lift up onto the balls of your feet. Engage your core, engage your bum, everything. Those hands are still flexed at the top. You're going to take your right leg into the chest and step it down with as much control as you can. Going for the left, lift up onto the left. And we're there, 2 more steps to the top of the mat. San Francisco Twinkle Toes, it's a funny name, but hey, it works. Getting to the top of the mat, left leg, standing nice and tall. We're going to lower for 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Shake out those wrists, shake out those legs. Come to stand at the top of your mat once more, Samastitihi. Just going to move my back so I don't hit that wall. Good, standing nice and tall. Inhale the hands overhead, gaze the thumb. Exhale, folding forwards and down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Plant hands, step back to your high plank, take your vinyasa. Or meet me in a downward facing dog, your choice. When you get to downward facing dog, inhale your right leg high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, split dog. Take the right heel to the left butt cheek, lift that right knee as much as possible, keeping those shoulders square. Inhale to re-extend the leg. Exhale, knee to nose, quietly step that right foot between the hands. Ground down through the back heel. Inhale up, warrior 1. Not here for too long. Exhale, transition, warrior 2. Nice, deep into the front leg. Almost 90 degrees with this front leg. So if you can check and see, oh, I'm not really that deep, sink down, maybe take a longer stance. Rolling, shortening the front body, lengthening the back body so that tailbone sort of tucks under. This knee at the front is going to travel out towards the right so you can see your big toe. That's our warrior 2, a nice strong posture, loving it in the front of that thigh. Keep your breath going. Shoulders down away from the ears. Good. When you're ready, inhale, straighten the front leg. You might want to adjust your stance by taking that back foot in a little. Flip your palms out to face the side. Coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach forward with the right hand down. Left arm high, peel the chest open towards the sky. Opening up through both sides of the body, nice and long, not collapsing down. So if we're doing that, come up a little bit further. And there's your triangle. Keep your breath going. Good. Look down at your bottom foot. Inhale to come back up to standing, nice and strong through that core. Rebend through the front leg. Maybe take that foot out a little bit. Right forearm, right thigh, left arm. Sweep it down and around. Reach towards the front of your mat, palm facing down. And then peel the chest open and look under your left armpit. So nice, strong diagonal line. I'm going to take this into arm circles. So not too much weight into this front hand. Really engage through those obliques. Left arm down, reach towards the front. Peel the chest. And again, reach down and around. Testing that balance, but also staying nice and strong through all the rest of the body. Nice and engaged. One more circle. And we stay for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, left palm comes down, bump up onto the back foot and inhale your right arm high to the sky, easy twist. Push down through that left hand and really reach for the sky with the right. Good, right palm comes down, step back to your high plank, take your vinyasa. Nice strong one to get us started. Coming up to the peak. Take a breath in your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open up split dog, squeezing your left heel to your right butt cheek. Keep the shoulders nice and square. Inhale, re-extend that leg. Exhale, knee to nose, step it lightly between your hands. Ground down through that back heel and inhale up, warrior one. Lift yourself high with the breath. Exhale, you're there. Not here for too long, take an inhale. As you exhale, transition warrior two. Maybe that longer stance, that long 90 degree with that front leg, it's lower than you think. Engage that butt cheek. Arms come out to the side, shoulders down and away from the ears. Nice and strong here for one more breath. Next, inhale, straighten the front leg. Maybe take that foot a little further in. Coming into triangle, flip those palms, reach forward with the left hand down. Right arm high, peel that chest open towards the sky. Breathing here, reaching those palms away from each other, opening up through that right shoulder. Not here for too much longer, take another breath. Look down at your bottom foot, your inhale brings you up to stand. Rebend that front leg, maybe take that longer stance. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm down and around. Reach towards the front of the room. Peel the chest open. Look under your right armpit. Another cue is to push the outside edge of your back foot down into the mat. So nice roll of that ankle there. Reach the top arm up and away from you. Coming into those circles, let's do it one more time. Reach towards the back. Sweep down. Front of the room. Peel the chest. Nice, slow, controlled movements using the breath. Inhale to reach forward. Exhale to open. One more. Reach down. And forward. And peel. And stay. Inhale for one more breath. As you exhale, right palm comes down. Bump up onto the ball of your back foot, and inhale, reach your left to the sky, easy twist. Good. Left palm comes down, step back to your high plank, take your vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, dropping the knees, untap the toes, and take a moment in your child's pose. Forehead coming down to the mat. Hands can come behind, or you can rest your forehead on them. Taking a moment to let the breath resettle. And when you're ready, meeting me back in a downward facing dog. Now, if you have blocks for this one, I suggest putting one at each end of your mat. You don't need them. Test your balance, see how good you can get. If not, coming back to your downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale your right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your hands very lightly with control. Ground down through your back heel. Inhale up, warrior one. Good. Exhale, warrior two. Now, from here, keep that shorter stance for me for this time. You might want to take your brick and place it in front of you. I'm going to step back because I'm really long. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana, half moons, but we're going to do it traveling. So it's a little bit harder, but a lot more fun. So you're going to lean into the front leg, start to take the gaze down to that brick which is in front of you, launch off your right leg, left leg comes up to help you, engage it there, and then maybe your left hand stays on your hip. Ground down through all four corners of that standing leg, make it nice and strong, all wobbles are welcome. Lift that leg nice and high, flex the left toes back towards the face. If you'd like to go for the full posture, obviously opening up through the chest. Left hand can come up. And really good work. Now we're coming down, place both hands onto the mat. You can remove the brick. Left leg lifts nice and high, standing split. Folding over that leg. If you'd like to take the binds, take maybe the right hand around the ankle, maybe both. If you can. I don't think I can today, that's fine. Lifting that left leg nice and high. And then we're going to gently bend into the front leg. Coming back to your warrior two. So take a nice deep bend in that front leg. Left leg travels down the mat. Inhale, windmill that hands up like so. Back to warrior two. You've made it, don't worry. So we're coming back into extended side angle. Right forearm, right thigh. Left reaches up and over. Going to try and take the bind. Right hand comes underneath the leg. Left hand comes around to meet. Nice and open. If you can't reach, grabbing a hold of your top is just as good. We're opening up through the left shoulder. Gaze lifts to the top. To the sky, not the top. Excellent. Releasing the bind there. Come to frame your front foot. You're going to step back, maybe taking a three-legged vinyasa this time. The right leg lifts up to the ceiling. You lean forward, coming down chaturanga. Inhale, both legs come to the mat, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. I was going to turn around, but I think I'll just stay the same way. Forget that brick at the back of your mat. And inhale your left leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step it between your hands. Ground down through that back foot. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. So here we go again, placing that brick where you can reach it. Look down, start to travel forwards, bend into the front leg, lift your right. There's a table in your way, so be it. Maybe the right hand stays on your hip, flex your right toes. and engage through your standing foot. Breathe. If you wobble and fall out, that's completely fine. Coming back into it. And when you're ready, turning towards the ground, placing both hands down, lifting the right leg, fold over your left, standing splits. Maybe going for that bind once again, left hand around the ankle, maybe the right, or staying in your standing split. From here, gently bend into the front leg, start to step your right down the mat. Take a big windmill of the arm, warrior two. Exhale, you're there. Really good work. Coming into that extended side angle. Left forearm, left thigh. Right reaches up and over. And this time taking the bind, so left arm comes underneath. Right arm travels around. Maybe you grab onto your clothes. Maybe you grab onto a wrist, fingertips, whatever you can reach. Then open up through the right shoulder and start to look up to the ceiling. Remember your breath. Good. Releasing the bind. Place both hands down. Step back to your high plank or three-legged chaturanga vinyasa. Coming down. Left leg comes down, lifting up, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. When you get to your down dog, take your hands a little bit further apart. Bend through the knees, look forward. And then jump through to seated. Really well done. Good work there. Alrighty, coming into a bit of core work now, because we love it. Forearms come down behind you. Lift both legs into the air. Now, if you need a bend in the legs, that's completely fine. If not, keep them nice and straight. As you exhale out the mouth this time, suck in your lower belly as much as you can. So a big and suck, 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 suck that little belly button down. Once more, exhale. Good, so now it's nice and tight. We're gonna lower the right leg. Hover it an inch off the ground. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, down. Keep that belly button engaged. Lift it up. Exhale, down. You can point or flex the feet. It's up to you. Lift. One more each side. Down. Lift. Down. And lift. This time, both at the same time. See how low you can go without that belly coming up. Lift, down. Lift up. Good. One more time. You can do it. Slowly release down. Suck in that lower belly. Lift up. And then take yourself down. Take the knees into the chest and give yourself a big squeeze. Maybe a rock from side to side if that feels good. We've made it down to the floor, they say. Woo! Take your hands behind your knees, start to rock and roll up your spine. Give yourself a nice massage. And then come to a comfortable seat. Now, this is where your bricks come in handy if you have them. If not, you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Take yourself into a wide-legged forward fold, Upavishta Konasana. Okay, so you might not go very far. Don't go to your full range. Come in just a little bit. So I don't have the greatest amount of range, but it doesn't matter. We can all do yoga. So place the bricks around your right leg. You're going to flex your feet as much as you can to try and get the backs of your knees down onto the ground. That's how much I want you to flex. I want them to be so, so flexed. That leg is absolutely straight along the ground. What you're going to think about is lengthening the back of the leg, pulling the thigh in towards the hip crease. So it's a little bit of got to test it out through the mind. Your hands come down and you lean forward over this leg. We're going for a Mula Bandha checkup. Your Mula Bandha is your root lock. It helps you lift and it helps you fly through in all of your inversions and arm balances. Take the hands to the bricks, lean forward. You'll gaze at your big right toe. Flex through those feet as much as possible. And then in one breath, you're going to lift yourself up. Maybe lift your bum, just the bum. Maybe lift your leg. Maybe lift both. And lower down. Woo! Give the legs a punch if they've started to cramp. It's all natural, don't worry. If you could only lift the bum, then that's fantastic. Really good work. Something to work towards. Take them over to the left. I promise I won't torture you too much with this one. Again, straighten the back of that leg into the floor as much as you can. Flex those feet as much as possible. Hands come to your bricks. Lean forward, look at your left big toe. Squeeze everything, and on an exhale, lift up. Maybe the bum, maybe the foot, maybe both. And lower down. Woo! Yeah, take the legs in, give yourself a squeeze. Mula Bandha checkups. Always tasty, but always really well done. So, place the bricks to the side. I promise we're finished with that. Come back into your wide-legged forward fold. This time we're going to take it nice and passive. Still flex the toes towards your face. Sit up nice and tall to start. Then start to travel forwards and down until you stop, basically. Let your body tell you what it wants to do. Just a little tip in this one, if you squeeze your bum and start to lean forward, you'll find yourself, you've got a little bit more range, because we're starting to, again with energetics, take the outside of the leg in towards the bum, and we're lengthening through the inner leg, which is where people say they feel this the most in this pose. So squeeze your bum, think about it pulling in, pulling in, pulling in, and maybe you can relax a little bit more. Good. Slowly, slowly start to come up. You're going to come in, sorry, take the legs, haven't even finished the pose. Take the legs in, give yourself another squeeze. Just take a moment. Let all the effects of that just wash away. Good. We're going to come into that cow face posture that we did last time that you liked a lot, Sal. So we'll do left leg underneath first, right leg over the top. So you might need to shuffle around a bit. Sometimes it helps to come up into your knees. Okay? And then sit back. So I'm not going to be too concerned about where your legs are. They are meant to be in a line like this, but mine never do that, and I don't think we should be forcing our hips into something that doesn't feel right. So sitting up as high as you need to, maybe taking that brick, placing the forehead here, like make it a yin posture, make it easy for yourself. I'm still feeling this in the outer left hip, because I'm pretty tight at the moment, but you can start to lean forward and maybe take the elbows in front of you, and then maybe get the stretch in the opposite hip as well. So we've engaged a lot through the glutes today. I'd like to release through there. Nice and gentle. Letting everything relax. Slowly making your way back up if you're down. Help your leg over first. Give yourself another squeeze. Remember, be kind, be gentle to yourself. This is your practice. No one else is in your body. And then when you're ready, we're going to move to the other side. So right leg underneath this time. Maybe taking that shuffle forwards first. Set up the knees, one behind the other, right behind left, and then sink yourself back. Again, you might feel mightily different on this side. Just be gentle to yourself. Any pinching in the knee, come out straight away and just cross your legs over and lean forwards. Gently moving your way up to seated. Take your leg over, give yourself a nice squeeze. And then we're going to come into a yin posture called straddle. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, and this is why I think bricks and like every prop imaginable is helpful. So you come into a kneeling position. Your feet are going to come out to the side, and you're slowly going to sit yourself back. Now, that doesn't work for everybody. Actually, I changed my mind. We're going to do Caesar. So take your brick and place it underneath your bum there. And then you sit up nice and tall. So we're actually going to stay in this position. Now, try and keep the knees quite close together. Try not to splay them out, which is sometimes a lot easier. Don't remove the flesh from your calves. Keep the heels in nice and stay to the bum. Now, you can stay here. If you have the range and the length in the quads, you can start to sink yourself back. So shift the bum a little bit, fall on that brick. You can take the edges of the toes. And just for a nice stretch down the front of those hips, where we tend to hold quite a bit of tension and we tend to work a lot. If you have the full range, feel free to go back and lie down. I'm going to be here for just a few breaths. Straightening out through, lengthening through the front of the thigh. Slowly bringing yourself up. Bring back into the Caesar posture to begin with. And then gently removing the brick, sitting to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you. Come into a seated forward fold. Paschimottanasana. So again, lengthening through the back of that leg, pulling the thighs back towards your hips. Sitting up nice and tall, reaching out of the lower waist. Inhale the hands overhead and flex the toes back towards your face. As you exhale, start to lead forward with the chest, nice flat back, until you get to a point where you can't move forward anymore. Stay there. Reach the hands away from you and you're like holding a brick between your hands. Lean forward, flexing the toes, pulling the thighs up for 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Fold forward over the legs, nice deep bend in the back. Just flop forward over your legs. And when you're ready, slowly rolling up through the spine. We're going to lie down on our backs within 5 breaths. So taking the soles of the feet flat to the floor, hands out in front. And then slowly lowering all the way down. Curve through the back, suck in that lower belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lowering back. You can take the hands to the lower belly for a second. Let the legs go long. And then taking your right knee into your chest. Grab hold of your right shin, and every exhale, pulling the right knee closer to your right shoulder. And then when you're ready, take a hold of your right knee. Gently roll your right knee to your left-hand side, taking a supine twist. Your right arm can come out behind you. And if you'd like more, looking over your right shoulder. Twists are great for neutralizing the spine. Letting us come back to our breath. Good, taking yourself back into center. Raise your right heel to the ceiling and take a hold of the back of your thigh, or if you have more range, you can grab your calf. But gently pulling your right leg back towards your face, but pushing the right heel up towards the ceiling. Thinking about your exhale, pulling that leg just maybe a little bit closer towards the face. Good. Lowering the right leg down. Just take a moment to feel the difference between sides. So you should feel nice and long and relaxed on the right-hand side. Maybe a little bit shorter on the left. And then when you're ready, taking your left knee into your chest. Squeezing it nice and tight towards that left shoulder. Maybe taking ankle circles. I didn't say that on the other side, but it can be quite nice. Using every exhale, maybe pulling that knee a little bit closer. Good, and when you're ready, take a hold of your left knee, gently pull it across the body. Coming into that supine twist, left hand comes out to the other side. And maybe you look over your left shoulder. Good, coming back into center first. Raise your left heel towards the ceiling. Really stretch it out. Take behind your leg, just not the knee. Try not to take behind the knee. Anywhere on the leg and pull it back towards your face. Good, letting the left leg go down. Hopefully feeling more balanced. Feel both sides of the body. Let the toes flop out for just a moment. Then take both soles of the feet flat to the floor. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. And reach behind and grab the back of your left leg. Gently pull the left leg towards you. Flex through the feet. And if you are not feeling that in the right glute, then maybe take the right elbow and push it push the right knee away from you. That should start to feel really nice. So pulling the left leg close and pushing the right knee away, just very gently. Right deep into those glutes. Just want to give another little stretch. Hopefully we don't feel too sore tomorrow. Using the breath. Okay, bring the feet back to center first. Flat down onto the mat. And then we're going to change over to the other side. So left ankle over right knee. Reaching through, grabbing onto your right thigh. Pulling right leg towards you. And maybe pushing left knee away. Ooh, sorry about that, one sec. Keep that stretch going, Sal. Pushing that left knee away from you there. And then when you're ready, take both knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Hello? Yeah, push the door. Push it. Yeah. Working? Does it work? Alrighty. And then when you're ready, Sal, letting the legs go long, the arms come out beside you, come into your Shavasana. Palms facing up. Close your eyes down. Just take a moment to feel the effects of your practice. The next few moments, you have nowhere else you need to be. Nothing else you need to do. Take this time and feel yourself melt down into the mat. Starting to bring some life back into the body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, stretching your hands overhead, maybe a yawn if it's there. If you're ready, keeping the eyes closed down, gently rolling over onto a side, coming into the fetal position. If you're ready from there, keeping your eyes closed down, gently rolling up to a comfortable seat. Taking the hands into prayer position, Anjali Mudra at the heart center. Dipping your chin down towards your chest. Taking these final moments of your practice to feel gratitude towards yourself for making it onto the mat this evening. Being in your body with your breath is always time well spent. And the practice of yoga teaches us that we are stronger than you think you are. And to each other with the victorious breath, we say Jai. Thank you, Sally. Just gonna